What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to be reviewing the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 in 9mm. I've had this gun for the past 2.5 years in this exact configuration, and I've put north of 5,000 rounds through it. This gun's been my go-to for competition as well as my everyday carry gun. I use this gun for 3-gun, IDPA, USPSSA, and Steel Challenge matches, and I've yet to experience any reliability issues with it. I think that at its current price point, it's a really good gun for the money. And by the way, this pistol is unloaded. This particular M&P comes with a hinged trigger mechanism for increased safety, and it's different from most guns, but with enough practice you can eventually get used to it. And if you don't like the trigger, you can switch it out if you want to. I also really like the aggressive grip texture on the M&P because it helps with recoil control as well as getting a good grip when you have wet or sweaty hands. Unlike other striker-fired guns, the M&P and the Glock both have half-cocked strikers, which make them considerably more drop-safe than other guns with fully cocked strikers such as the SIG P320. There's an old video circulating around on YouTube of the SIG P320 firing when dropped from shoulder height onto carpet during a drop test. SIG has since addressed this problem, but I still prefer the M&P and the Glock with their half-cocked strikers due to their increased safety. I also own a Glock 19, but I tend to gravitate towards my M&P due to its superior factory trigger and iron sights. The M&P does come with metal iron sights, whereas the Glock comes with plastic iron sights from the factory. The Glock 19 also has an odd grip angle, but I don't really notice the difference between the two guns. In all honesty, a competent shooter with good fundamentals should be capable of picking up any firearm and shooting it fairly well. The Smith & Wesson offers models with and without the optional thumb safety. The thumb safety is a nice feature for newer shooters, as well as those used to the 1911 platform. Luckily, the optional thumb safety is removable. Unlike the Glock, the Smith & Wesson does require you to pull the trigger during disassembly, unless you take it down using a tool. I think the Glock and the M&P are both excellent weapons for home defense and daily carry. The Glock does have a wider array of aftermarket support and accessories. However, I prefer leaving my guns stock to increase their reliability. Because the Smith & Wesson has seen widespread adoption by law enforcement agencies, it's easy to find holsters compatible with it, even if you have a weapon-mounted light. It's much more difficult to find weapon-mounted light compatible holsters for other guns, such as the HK USP. The one advantage of the Glock over the M&P is the price of the magazines. The Smith & Wesson magazines come in at a higher price point, although they're not as expensive as the HK USP mags or 2011 mags. Over the years, plenty of people have won USPSA and IDPA matches with this gun, so if I had to rate it, I'd put the M&P at a solid 8 out of 10.